Hey guys, welcome back to Ready Facts. Today we have another amazing story on Ready Facts. My wife had an affair 6 years ago and I'm still having issues with it. I'm hoping maybe to get a little guidance or advice about the situation I'm currently in, but some backstory is needed, so bear with me. I am a disabled vet. I was in the military for 13 years. I got injured overseas due to being too close to explosions on various tours between 2003 to 2009. I have a pretty good TBI, so I do have mental illness issues, and that may be what this all boils down to. When I came home from my last tour, I was in pretty rough shape. The doctors in my area are horrible, knew very little about brain injuries, and went through what felt like hundreds of medication changes that never seemed to work well. The VA told me I couldn't work on the civilian side without constant supervision, so I worked as a mechanic at home and raised our older daughter and younger son. My wife went to work 9 to 5. I believe she began to resent me as I was not the man she married. I believe she thought I was broken. We had a few friends out here, one being an older rancher. I used to admire this guy and thought very highly of him and just thought he was a stand-up kind of guy. He was older, about 55 to 60. We used to help on his ranch a little here and there. My wife did amateur photography and was really good at it. She would take pictures when we worked cattle, documenting the work the cowboys did in pictures. Every now and then this rancher would go by her work and take her to lunch. I never thought anything about it as I trusted her with everything, and as well him. I thought they would never do anything as she believed in marriage. He was a good friend that said he believed in the same thing and was 20 years older. One Saturday at home, she was asleep on the couch. I was sitting beside her and her phone lit up with a text message. Something told me to check it just in case, so I did, and my stomach instantly turned. We have always had an open phone policy. We could both look at each other's phones at any time, and she previously would use mine, answer it if it rang, or if it lit up with a text she would look at it and tell me who it was if I didn't see it, so I saw no problem with looking at hers, although I had never done it before. While she was asleep, I took her phone to the other room and went through the texts, lots of flirting, but it didn't go back very far, so I kinda thought it might have just started. I put her phone back while she was still asleep and walked outside to work on stuff. She woke up and came out there. I asked flat out if she was having an affair with him. She said no, and that he was her best friend, which hurt as I used to be. Then I told her I looked through her text messages and her posture changed a little. She knew I was pissed but defended him, took his side, but told me there was nothing between them and she would make it stop, so I left it alone. The next Monday she went to work and I had left my phone in the pickup she took to work. I logged onto our cell phone provider website to send her a message through there, and that when I found the rest of their texts. It had been going on for 5 months or so, and it went way deeper than friends. She was in love with him, or the idea of him. There was some texts in there leaning towards it being physical as well, but nothing outright stating they had slept together. I sent her a message and she called the house phone. I lost my head on her a little. I took the kids to the neighbor's house so they didn't see me like that. She left work immediately and came home. I came unwrapped. I flipped tables, punched walls, broke glass out of pictures, and wound up with several scares across my knuckles and fingers. I wanted to walk into the garage and end it all. If it wasn't for the kids, I didn't know what to do. We talked it through and went to a few different counselors. We did MC and IC, and we are still together today. I love her very much and forgive her, of course. I just wished like hell I could forget. I think about almost every day and I'm tired. I'm just waiting for her to say that she is done and can't be with me. I feel like we went through the counseling so fast that I didn't get closure with it. How she took his side when I confronted her about the texts on her phone. She took his side, not mine, not her husband's, not the father of her kids, not the soldier that fought and came home. She defended the jackass rancher. She trickle-truthed me through the whole thing. I absolutely believe there are things they did that she will never tell me about, as I couldn't prove it happened. I would accuse her, she would say not, it didn't happen. I would show her in black and white it did, and then she would admit to it. She didn't see anything wrong with what she did and wanted me to just forget it happened. For a month after D-Day she had pictures of this guy on her wall at work, pictures she took on his ranch and at his home. She couldn't understand why I was upset with this. I had to flat tell her to get rid of them. She had pictures of him on her cloud where she would upload them. She wouldn't take the time to clear that stuff out, so I would never see them. There for a little while she would still talk to him until she finally got the hint that we are about to separate. Then she went and see with him. Why did it have to come to that? Why did I have to tell her to do that and her just not see that it was killing me inside? I literally had a meltdown in the garage, gun in my hand, thinking really seriously that this was it. I am done. She never came out there. She couldn't face what she did or didn't care. A military friend of mine knew I was in trouble and saved my life that night while she stayed in the house. She said it never got physical with him, but that is BS. She would talk about their long embraces with each other and how good it felt. For a while she didn't wear anything under her shirt. Now I wonder if she did that for him, so she could feel him against her better or he could feel her against him better? I don't know. She would take our kids with her and fool around with him in front of the kids. I have no idea how far it went and she will never say, but I am sure it went a lot farther than she will ever admit. There are things I am sure I am leaving out that I have forgotten, like questions I never got answered because she refused to give answers to them. I thought I got past all this in marriage counseling, but I guess not. I just don't understand why now. Why is this coming back? Did it never leave? Why does this still hurt so freaking bad? It's been a long time. I should be past this, and I don't understand what is going on in my head. I am exhausted. I have been dealing with this, and I am tired. If there is any advice, guidance, words of wisdom or ideas, I would so greatly appreciate it. I am losing this fight and I don't know what to do. Edit. I feel like I stopped at a bad spot. I am very in love with this woman and our marriage has been good for a long time since as far as I know. We stayed together, our communication got lots better, although I think I am failing again in that part as she doesn't know I feel like this. It will break her heart. I know I am going to have to talk to her. I don't want y'all thinking she is some horrible person. She messed up. This is my issue and I just don't know what to do. Edit 2. She has always had a problem with expressing what she feels as well as showing emotion in general. She was brought up like that from her mom, who was a ridiculous person. She got a lot better about when we moved away and cut contact with all that. We had a discussion last night and I laid it all out there for her. I told her this is what and how I feel. I told her I don't trust her. I don't believe her when she tells me about it and I am nowhere near past it. If we are to continue, we need actual marriage counseling, someone who knows what they are doing, and there is a bunch of work to be put in or this is over. She agreed emphatically. We discussed several other things as well and she came to a few realizations that have had her on edge all day.